I just want to say thank you, Miss Elle, for the advice you gave me last week when my submissive wouldn't talk to me. I did talk to her in the way you said to, and it worked. Yes. The only thing I just want to ask is, how can I reward her when she feels like she doesn't deserve it, but she does? Her love language is physical touch. I reassure her that she deserves her reward, but she doesn't have any of it. All right. All right. So, any submissives in the house ever feel this way? When your dominant tries to praise you, tries to say, you know, here's a reward, here's a treat, you're doing so good, and you're like, no, I'm not. I don't deserve it. Anyone? Any submissives? Okay. I've definitely experienced that, yes. We are the worst to ourselves from time to time, every time internally. Do you make that noise too? Do you make that noise? I think the actual question is a little different than what has been stated. And I'll explain why. I think that the question is more to do with how to navigate this versus how to reward her. It's phrased, how can I reward her when she feels like she doesn't deserve it, but she does? And then the dominant tells me how aware they are of the submissive. They know the submissive's love language, and they're very present. The dominant says they reassure her that she deserves the reward. So empathic, present, aware, knows the love language, but she doesn't have any of it. I don't think this is a question of what are some practical ways that I can reward my submissive as it was phrased. I think more of the question is, how can I train my submissive to receive my rewards when she doesn't feel deserving? That's what I'm picking up on. How can I train my submissive to receive my rewards when she doesn't feel deserving? Now, that is a great question. Yes. So, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a strategy, but I'm going to talk principle first because you know that's my jam. Are you ready? If she trusts you, then she should trust your rewards. Well, she can't. She can't. And if that is your answer, you are going to send her into a shame spiral. If you're that's how we're going to fix this. We're going to tell the submissive, well, if you really trusted me, you should trust my rewards. But she can't. It has nothing to do with you. You're making it personal. And that's going to send your submissive into a shame spiral. I think, Alpha Gizmo, you need to have more confidence and more power than that. Because this is not about you. And if you respond that way, that's not good leadership, but that's not good domination because it's going to send that submissive into a shame spiral. So, I think we need to take a different strategy because here's the thing. You guys have heard me talk about the powerless pendulum before. I haven't talked about it in a while. So for those of you who are new, here's basically what it is. When we feel powerless, we swing over here, right? I feel powerless. But when we get out of that state, that whatever is happening to make us feel powerless, it's going to fall to the other side. And all that momentum is going to move, swing up over here like a pendulum. And what happens when we feel powerless, when it starts over here, and that momentum takes us to the other side, we're going to do whatever we can, swinging back to get a sense of power back. I've seen it time and time again. Time and time again. This plays out all the fucking time. This is like the equation of what's happening on social media. Okay? So that's what happens. We feel powerless and then we swing the other way. Well, I need to get my power back. And that's when bad things happen. That's when bad things happen. And that is what I feel like is happening here. We have a submissive who doesn't feel worthy, who's struggling with their own sense of value, their own sense of worth. And so we feel powerless. And then when our dominant, says, hey, you're great, you're doing awesome, I feel like it's going to swing to the other side where the submissive is going to go, no, I need to feel powerful again. Not because the dominant is doing anything wrong or bad. What's happening in her own mind and heart, his own mind and heart, the submissive's own mind and heart. That's making them feel so powerless that when the dominant says something good, no, we're going to swing the other way. No. Because what this really is, I know this is not making sense yet, but it's about to. What's really happening here is a control move. What's really happening here is topping from the bottom. I'll read it again. I reassure her that she deserves her reward, but she doesn't have any of it. Not having it. What does that mean? You're going, no, I don't deserve a reward. No, don't give me a reward. I don't deserve a reward. What is that? That's a control move. That's topping from the bottom. Because it is not the submissive's place to ever tell their dominant that their dominant is not allowed to do something that they feel is appropriate or is pleasurable. And that's what's happening. Check it. I'll prove it. Here's the thing. She's not having it. The dom wants it. The dom says, I love you. I loved what you did. I see your value. I want to praise you. I want to reward you because it's going to give something back to me. Yes, I'm giving something to you, but I'm going to feel good. This makes me happy to give you a reward. This is part of my training as your dominant. There are many reasons find a dominant giving a submissive a reward, but if the submissive goes, no, I don't accept it. I don't receive it. And I haven't been good enough. That is a submissive taking the dominant's pleasure away. So I would say we're going to talk about, how do we train her to receive these rewards? Really a very simple little mind fuck. Little trick. You ready? Shift the focus. Shift the focus. Make it about you. I'm rewarding you right now because I want to reward you. Do you have anything to say about that? Am I not allowed to reward you whenever I want to reward you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you were the boss in this relationship. Make it about you, dominant. Because that's how she already thinks. Or he or whatever. That's how the submissive already thinks. Focusing on, I'm not good enough for them. See? Sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. So all we're going to do is shift the focus. Because in her attempt to diminish herself or be more humble or submissive, she's actually putting the focus on her. Not what the dominant wants. But I have a really savage strategy that I will also share with you that I'm going to say, if you're going to employ this strategy, dominant, you must be incredibly aware and emotionally intelligent. Okay? And a good communicator, because you'll see why. You'll see why. All right, here we go. You want to, of course, communicate this to your submissive first. But, you don't feel deserving. You don't feel like you deserve a reward or anything like that. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I've decided going forward, because you don't feel deserving of my rewards or me, seeing good in you or praising you. So I'm just going to stop everything altogether. No words of affirmation, no praise, no treats, no rewards, no good boy, good girl, good pet. None of that, because I know that you don't feel worthy And that's the last thing I, as your dominant, want to do, is really dig into that wound. So I'm just going to stop everything altogether. All praise, all compliments, all affirmation, all validation, all good boy, good girl, all pet names, because you clearly have drawn a line in the sand and I don't want to violate that. Give it about 3 days. Give it about 3 days, depending on your submissive. And wait for the submissive to come back to you and go, did I do good? Wait until you give your submissive a task and then they come to you. Did I do good, sir? Ma'am, did you see what I did? And then that's when it's switched. And you can go, oh, so now you want my validation and praise? Because I thought that you didn't. Anyway, put it back on them, dominance. Anyone picking up what I'm throwing down?